Some crimes announce themselves with violence. Others leave almost nothing behind. No witnesses, no clear timeline, no explanation that fully works. In these cases, investigators did what they could. Searches were conducted, evidence was collected, but answers never came. What remains are fragments, abandoned vehicles, scattered remains, and decisions that still defy logic. These are 3 real cases, each officially unsolved, each raising questions that have never been resolved. Case 1, the Yuba County Five. On February 24, 1978, 5 men attended a college basketball game in Chico, California. They were longtime friends. All had mild intellectual disabilities. They were known to follow strict routines and were considered reliable. That night, none of them returned home. Several days later, their car was discovered on a remote mountain road in Plumas National Forest, far from their intended route. The vehicle was operational. There was fuel in the tank. The keys were still inside. There was no clear reason for them to be there. In the months that followed, search teams began making discoveries. One of the men was found inside a U.S. Forest Service trailer. Evidence showed he had survived for several weeks. Nearby were emergency food rations, heating equipment, and supplies clearly designed for long-term survival. Yet most of it had gone unused. He died of starvation. The remaining men were found scattered throughout the surrounding wilderness. One was never recovered. There were no signs of assault, no evidence of criminal involvement. Investigators were unable to determine why the group entered the mountains or what prevented them from seeking safety. The case remains unresolved. Case 2, the Jamison family disappearance. In October 2009, Bobby and Sherilyn Jamison, along with their 6-year-old daughter Madison, disappeared in rural Oklahoma. The family had been planning to purchase land in the area. When they failed to return home, a search was initiated. Their pickup truck was later located in a remote wooded area. Inside were the family's wallets, cell phones, maps, and personal belongings. Their dog was also found in the vehicle, alive but severely malnourished. There were no signs of a struggle, no blood, no obvious tracks leading away from the truck. Surveillance footage from days earlier showed the family loading their vehicle. Investigators later noted the footage appeared unusual. The family members did not speak to one another. Their movements appeared slow and deliberate. In 2013, nearly 4 years later, the skeletal remains of all 3 family members were discovered scattered along a hillside several miles from the truck. The cause of death could not be determined. No weapons were found. No definitive explanation was established. Theories ranged from psychological distress to environmental exposure. None were confirmed. In Case 3, the Cleveland torso murderer between 1935 and 1938, a series of murders terrorized Cleveland, Ohio. The victims varied in age, gender, and background. What connected them was how they were found. All had been decapitated, many had been dismembered. The cuts were precise. In most cases, the victims' heads were never recovered. When they were, identification proved nearly impossible. The nature of the injuries suggested the killer possessed anatomical knowledge. Public pressure mounted as bodies continued to appear. Elliot Ness, famous for leading the investigation that brought down Al Capone, was appointed to oversee the case. Despite raids, arrests, and interrogations, no suspect was ever conclusively linked to the crimes. By 1938, the murders abruptly stopped. No arrest was made. No perpetrator was named. Some investigators believed the killer left the area. Others believed he remained nearby and simply stopped killing. The case files were eventually sealed. The identity of the Cleveland torso murderer remains unknown. Ultra. In each of these cases, the investigations ended without resolution. No final suspects, no verified motives, no answers that fully explain what happened. The people involved were never forgotten by their families, but the truth behind their final moments remains hidden. Somewhere in evidence never recognized or facts never uncovered, the answers still exist. And until they are found, these cases remain open.